So you basically think that success is something that is needed to be grinded for all the time. That is something that is really hard to achieve. Like it is maybe not in your reach. And you know, I've been struggling with those thoughts too, like for a very long time. And I think that we need to make a critical distinction because success is basically like most people that don't achieve success, like they think they are unsuccessful, they are like literally not having a definition of success. So they even don't know what they are looking for. So, say for example, we are wanting to, we have some goal. We have this goal, we can say that achieving this goal is a success. However, it is not it is not that clear in many cases in our life. Because, for example, if you have a goal to run a marathon, it is kind of easy to define success. Yeah, success is running this marathon. But in many areas of life, we think we are unsuccessful, but we don't even know what we want. So we don't even know when the success comes. Say, for example, someone wants to look better. This is their goal. But they don't know when they will be successful at this goal, since they haven't defined it. So they will be all the time in an unsuccessful state. Because, well, if someone can define what their success is, they will inevitably be unsuccessful. And the other thing about success is that you need to be detached from it. So when you are attached to success, I mean by it that you are having your own self-esteem and happiness based off the success. And success is something external. We don't have control over it. The only thing we have control over are our actions. So we cannot be happy if we are basing our happiness in the results of our actions than what our actions actually look like. So say for example, I am preparing for some exam. So I'm doing some things to prepare for it. Say I'm doing flashcards. So if I'm doing those flashcards, I really am doing some action. And most people are like, they are doing some of these flashcards, etc. And they are going to exam and say they failed it. So what they are thinking of themselves? They think, oh, I am dumb. Or, oh, I'm so unhappy yet because I failed this exam. So they are basically judging their results. But the thing is, you can be successful if you don't go and judge your own actions. Because if you don't judge your own actions and you only judge your results of those actions, you can improve because you are focused on the results. So the thing is, you and I been too long focusing on results. When focusing on actions, we are actually improving ourselves because this is the only thing we have at our disposal. Acting, we cannot control the results they are inherently probabilistic, so we don't have all the time 100% chance of winning. Usually we when we are doing things, we have like really much lower chance of winning. For example, the chance of winning is 5%, so it is even more showing that we cannot base our self-esteem and happiness in our results. Because if you would, first of all, I would break down. Because if I would base my self-esteem and happiness in my results, I wouldn't be happy enough to perform actions that lead me to better results. Because if we're unhappy, we cannot really change meaningfully. Because if someone is unhappy, they will first try to escape the unhappiness because it's a comfortable feeling. So, so being happy is a really prerequisite for success. So I think that many people don't do it. Like 99% of people don't do it. It is really easy to be at the top 1% because most people don't want to escape judging their results because this is what they were taught from basically their childhood. So they were taught that they need to judge their results, that their parents were telling them that they were like getting a bad grade. So they were parents were telling them, oh, you got a bad grade. Instead, feeling, oh, you need to just put more effort in it, or more actions, or different way of doing this to achieve what you want to achieve. So this is basically problem that is not inherently like it is most people like inherited. So given we need to perform our actions and we need to judge only our actions that we're doing right now, this is also important because if we judge actions that we are not doing right now, for example, we are ruminating over actions from the past, we not do nothing. We will do nothing because we would just focus on what we haven't done or what we will do. This is also the other way around. So we need to focus on our actions. Okay, so we are focusing on our actions, and right now, next problem is like what really we need to do. And if a person arrives at this conclusion that they need to judge only their own actions, they are like mostly 80% through to their success. Because say for example you are starting a new business, if you judge your own actions, you will grow exponentially because you will every day improve, because everything that you do you will judge, but not what you did, not what you will do, but what you do right now. So this makes huge difference. This is what really distinguishes the top 1% performers versus the rest. Because a good athlete focuses how much and how fast they run, but a great athlete focuses on wait a minute, what I have to do right now when they are running or when they are lifting to improve my results, because they know that the only thing they have is really the moment they have right now. The future doesn't exist, the past doesn't exist, and the only thing they have is what they have right now. So if they are in the training or in their marathon, for example, they know, the great athletes know that they need to focus on basically improving the form and choosing the right way to move in order to beat the record or to compete with others. Because if they would think, I am dying, or I will need to run 28 kilometers more, yeah, this will destroy them, and they will either not finish or they will finish like badly, because they don't focus on what they have right now. I think that this will make this will like a little bit change how you are looking at your success. Because if you don't define success, if you don't focus on what are you doing instead of what are you achieving, you will achieve. If you are focusing on what you are achieving instead of what you are doing, you will not achieve anything. Because achieving is doing the right things at the right time, persistently and consistently. And without this, it is impossible to do anything that's meaningful. Because if results define you, you are cooked. You are cooked because the world is random. Like, you don't have any guarantee yet. One day, your house will not be set on fire, and you don't have any kind of possible guarantee that it won't happen. At the moment I am talking right now, anything can happen. Like, of course, there's probability, but the probability only says what happens most of the time. We don't really. It is still random, but most of the time the gambling machine, which is our life, throws out different results, right? But there is like 0.0001% that something really weird will happen, because life will throw it out from its gambling machine. So I think I can leave you with this. If you take actions, you will change. If you chase change instead of actions, you won't change. And see you in the next one.